You can run 5 miles without stopping. You can have normal cholesterol. You can feel stronger than you did at 25. And still drop dead tomorrow. No warning. No pain. No second chance. Here's the terrifying truth no one tells you. Your heart can be failing while you feel completely healthy. In fact, for nearly half of all men, the very first symptom of heart disease is sudden death. Not chest pain. Not shortness of breath. Just collapse. So how does a strong, athletic body hide something this deadly? Today, I'm going to show you why healthy hearts still fail, how your body hides lethal blockages, and the only reliable way to detect heart disease before it kills you. This might be the most important video you ever watch. Most people think of the heart as a simple pump. That idea gets people killed. Your heart is a high-performance engine that runs non-stop, 24/7, 4 decades. It beats over 100,000 times a day. It never rests. It never sleeps. And like any engine, it has one critical weakness. If fuel delivery fails, everything shuts down. That fuel is oxygen. And oxygen reaches your heart muscle through a network of blood vessels called coronary arteries. They don't supply your body. They supply the heart itself. Which means your heart has to keep its own lifeline open. While working at maximum capacity, early anatomists noticed something interesting. The arteries wrapped around the heart looked like a crown. That's why they're called coronary arteries. But forget crowns. Think of them as the root system of a massive tree. Each artery feeds a specific section of heart muscle. Lose a tiny root, you lose a leaf. Lose a major root, the branch dies instantly. And there's one artery that matters more than all the rest. There are 2 main coronary arteries. The right coronary artery. The left coronary artery. The left artery splits into a massive vessel called the left anterior descending artery, or LAD. In emergency rooms, it has a darker name. The Widowmaker. Because it feeds the front and bottom of the left ventricle. The chamber responsible for pumping oxygenated blood to your entire body. If that artery suddenly closes, the heart loses its ability to pump. Blood pressure crashes. The brain loses oxygen. Death can happen in minutes. That's why this artery has such a brutal nickname. Here's where the myth breaks. Heart disease is not just about being overweight. It's not just about junk food. It's not just about laziness. A healthy artery is flexible, like a brand new rubber hose. Inside, the lining is smooth, almost frictionless. Blood cells glide through effortlessly. But over decades, damage slowly accumulates. Causes include high blood pressure, high blood sugar, smoking, chronic stress, inflammation, even years of intense endurance exercise creating mechanical stress. Every heartbeat creates force. Over millions of beats, that force causes microscopic injuries. Tiny scratches. Tiny tears. You never feel them. Your body hates damage. So it tries to repair those tiny injuries. First, it sends LDL cholesterol to patch the area, like spackle on drywall. Then your immune system shows up. White blood cells arrive to inspect the repair. They swallow the cholesterol. They grow. They swell. They harden. Over time, this creates a toxic mixture of cholesterol, calcium, dead cells, inflammatory debris. This is plaque. The disease is called atherosclerosis. And this is where most people misunderstand what's happening. Most people imagine plaque like hair clogging a drain. Pipe gets smaller. Flow slows. Pain starts. Logical. Wrong. Your body adapts. As plaque grows inward, the artery expands outward to preserve blood flow. This is called positive remodeling. Translation: you can have massive plaque buildup, normal blood flow, 0 symptoms. You feel amazing. You run races. You lift weights. You think you're safe. This is why heart disease is so deadly. Because it hides. For about 50% of men. Over 60% of women. The first sign of heart disease is sudden cardiac death. No warning. Because the artery stays open. Until it suddenly doesn't. So what causes the switch to flip? Not all plaque is the same. Some plaque is hard and stable. Other plaque is soft, inflamed, and fragile. Think of it like a blister covered by thin skin. Inside is inflammatory sludge. Now imagine a sudden blood pressure spike, extreme exertion, intense emotional stress. That thin cap tears. This is plaque rupture. The contents spill into the bloodstream. Your body panics. It thinks you're bleeding internally, so it deploys platelets to form a clot. That's great if you cut your finger. Inside your heart? It's fatal. Within minutes, the clot seals the artery shut. Blood flow stops completely. This is a type 1 myocardial infarction. The classic heart attack. But there's another type. One that hits disciplined, athletic people. Meet Robert. Robert is 50 years old. He runs regularly. His cholesterol is normal. During a race, he doesn't feel crushing chest pain. Instead, he feels weak, dizzy, nauseous, off. He assumes dehydration. At the hospital, doctors find troponin in his blood. Troponin is a protein stored inside heart muscle cells. Think of it like liquid inside a glow stick. As long as the casing is intact, nothing leaks. When heart cells die, troponin spills into the bloodstream. Robert had a heart attack. But when doctors check his arteries, no full blockage. Only 50%. So how did this happen? At rest, a 50% blockage doesn't matter. Enough blood gets through. But during intense exercise, heart rate hits 170. Oxygen demand skyrockets. The artery can't deliver enough. Supply falls behind demand. Heart muscle starts suffocating. This is ischemia. And in Robert's case, there was one more factor. Your heart runs on an electrical grid. Each beat is perfectly timed. In atrial fibrillation, that timing breaks down. The top chambers stop beating and start quivering. The heart beats faster, fills less, pumps inefficiently. Combine partial blockage, high heart rate, electrical chaos. You get a type 2 myocardial infarction. No dramatic chest pain, just silent damage. Most people don't feel chest pain until an artery is about 70% blocked. Below that, the heart compensates. Above that, you might feel pressure climbing stairs that disappears with rest. That's called stable angina. Your heart's check engine light. But here's the twist. Most heart attacks occur in arteries with less than 50% blockage. Because soft plaque ruptures more easily than large, stable plaques. Your heart has a survival trick. It can grow collateral circulation. Side streets. Detours around blockages. If narrowing happens slowly over years, these vessels develop. This is why a 70-year-old might survive a heart attack, while a 40-year-old dies instantly. The older heart had time to adapt. The younger heart didn't. One of the best ways to build these detours? Zone 2 cardio. High-intensity interval training. Exercise doesn't make you invincible. It buys you time. In emergency medicine, there's a saying, time is muscle. After 20 minutes, irreversible damage. After 90 minutes, heart tissue becomes scar. Scar tissue doesn't contract. It doesn't pump. Saving the heart means acting fast. Men often experience chest pressure, arm pain. Women often experience crushing fatigue, shortness of breath, nausea, jaw pain, acid reflux-like symptoms. Many are sent home. If you ever feel a sudden sense of doom, trust it. When an artery closes, cardiologists perform a PCI. They thread a catheter through the wrist, inject dye to find the blockage, inflate a balloon to crush the plaque. Then they place a stent, a metal scaffold that holds the artery open. But the goal is to never need this. Blood tests only show what's floating in your blood. They don't show what's stuck to your arteries. You need imaging. CAC scan. 5-minute CT scan. Detects calcium. Score of 0 equals excellent. 400 plus equals high risk. CT angiogram. Detects soft plaque. Finds unstable lesions. Best early warning system we have. The healthy heart attack isn't bad luck. It's a tragedy of ignorance. Control blood pressure. Manage blood sugar. Exercise consistently. But don't guess. Measure. Because feeling healthy doesn't mean you are. And your heart doesn't care how fit you look.